So I'm not getting rid of these, but my brackets are getting a little bit rusty underneath. Not that bad yet. These are, I believe they're aluminum. This company reached out to me, Yitamotors, black step rails, and comes with all the bracketry and everything. And when companies send me cool stuff like that, I kind of have to review it. So I'm going to be taking these off and putting the black step rails on. I think it's going to look really good on here. Chrome's cool on some things. Kind of wish this was black, but it is what it is. We're going to be putting these black Yitamotors step rails on here, and I'm going to do it old school out here, and I think it's going to rain today. It already did once, so this ought to be fun. So you can find these step rails on Amazon, fully aluminum. Right here, your bolts are already in here. Loosen them up, you can slide them back and forth. That's going to go into your brackets. I have not even unboxed this whole thing yet. There's the other step rail. Believe instructions right here, and then your brackets and stuff are in here. Unboxed, here is all your hardware for mounting. All looks good. Nice speed nuts there, inserts, all the hardware, all looks good. Grade 8 bolts, pretty nice. These brackets, pretty heavy duty. They're steel and they're painted, so yeah, look pretty nice. It looks like this is going to be pretty self-explanatory. The step is obviously going to go on there, and then these are going to bolt inside the rocker somewhere. So let's get these out here. I'm going to get my step sides off, and hopefully we don't break any bolts from rust and stuff. But I'm going to get messy because I undercoat my truck every year. So it is covered with wool wax black, and it's just going to be a mess. So first thing first, let me go out here and take one of mine off. My step sides, not my clothes. Already foresee something I don't like about these. They are acceptable, but I'm not going to do it this way. Is these step rails, the brackets that hold them on go up into the body mounts, which is a very secure spot. So those brackets are not going anywhere. These ones, on the other hand, let me take one down with me and I'll show you how these go on. Alright, so you see the bracket and you see how it goes up into the body mount. Well, the way these brackets go on is there's holes in the rockers up there, and there's a hole right there. So the way these go on, let me get one lined up here, is you put the speed nut up there in that hole and bolts there, and it bolts to the rocker down here. Now here where it gets really rusty in Pennsylvania, as you can see, my rocker already has some remnants of rust on it. That's not as a secure a location as these brackets right here. So what we are gonna do, and might have to do some modifications, I don't know yet. We're going to use these brackets that are here and just unbolt the step side, the step rail off that's on there, and then bolt these new ones on, hopefully. And I just don't know by the shape of it there if it's going to work. I'm gonna try to make this work, but I'm gonna have to cut off this section right here and it's just going to be this flat piece if I want to make these work. Yeah. it's just not, these don't line up with the holes, and I want to have this back hole line up with the back hole in that. So there'll be 3 bolts holding it in, but they're going to be plenty strong. It just needs to go back some. So yeah, we're gonna yeah. Now, ultimately, is this the result I wanted? I mean, they look decent. They do look good. I don't know if those brackets would have put it up higher. It might have lifted them up some. But these are pretty heavy duty. I just don't like the fact that all your stress is going on the rocker. I'm sure it's sturdy, and I may go to that setup eventually. But for right now, this just seems like a much better setup for me. I don't know. Maybe we'll mount the other one on the other side and see how it goes. Yeah, it would have raised it up and it would have shoved it in a little bit. You know what? Maybe we will just go with these. There's one way you can mount it. So I guess we're gonna take that off and go with these brackets, because although that works, there's only 1 bolt holding it on each one. I had to modify those brackets. My running boards were done. All those bolts were rusted. Water was inside the running board, just rotted everything out. These ones are wide open underneath, so the hardware is not inside the rail. If water gets in it, it's still not getting on the hardware. It can splash up on it, but it's not sitting in it the whole time. So I think these are a better setup than my original running boards, but I guess we'll mount them the way they're supposed to. Just went through that for nothing. What is that a murder hornet? What? Oh my god! I think it is. And then there's a little bee. Murder hornet. Murder that, you. So you people that don't live in PA have no clue. But if you live in the northern states, then you know. I had to cut the middle one off because the body mount started spinning inside there, and there's no way you can get to that nut. It's one that's welded inside the body, and it's like not from inside the cab. It's just a cavity that is welded to the body. There's a nut in there. You can't get to it. So it's going to be loose. It might have a rattle. I don't know yet. Might have to shove some shims in there, but it's not coming out, and it's not going in because the nut's just spinning. So there's no way of getting that out. You can cut the head off, but you got nothing then. So 5 body mounts is better than 6. And it's honestly going to be fine. I've been rolling with one of the bed bolts broke out because it broke coming out of the bed whenever I took the bed off years ago. I'm going to mount this up the correct way now, the way they want you to. I just don't know how long it's going to last, but I mean, mine weren't in very good shape as it is, so I guess we'll see what happens. So there's a lot of places underneath there that you can mount these. I'm going to have 2 of them closer to the front and then 1 of them back here. Mainly, most of your stepping is going to be done in the front door area. So these are about as heavy duty as those ones were. Bigger mounting surface, just look pretty good. The only thing that worries me is being bolted to the rocker, but I guess we'll see how that pans out. Okay, so this top one is going to have one of these speed nuts in it. You're going to pop a plug out of the rocker, slip that in there, and you're basically going to leave it open. I'm going to see if I can slip the plug back in even after I put that on. Then the bottom one, there's holes at the bottom of the rocker. You're just gonna put a bolt and a nut with washers through it and secure it that way. So let's get underneath here and put one of these in, and then I'll do the rest off camera. Leave them loose. You're going to need some play to get everything lined up. Once you get the running board on there, tighten everything up. So I'm going to go ahead, time lapse it. We're going to throw that on. I don't know, that looks pretty clean. They look nice and they're sturdier than I would have given them credit for. Even with semi-rusty rockers, they still bolted on there tight. I bounced up and down on them and they seem pretty stiff. So I do like that. I like that a lot. I think that looks good, especially compared to this. I just think it looks way better than that. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a little magic, some photography magic, and the other side is just gonna magically appear. So if you guys are following along, this is how you get them on. You just go abracadabra, alakazam. Ta-da! So I made that 10 times harder by trying to use my old brackets. These brackets are longer, they support them better. I'm still on the fence about the rocker, how you bolt them to the rocker. I don't know. That seems pretty strong, but I guess we'll test them out and see how they work over time. Now they have play. You can shift them in or pull them out. I haven't pulled out the whole way, but they have about that much play. You can move them in and out. So they're very nice. I like them. I like the design. I like the way they look. They look good. So if you want to get yourself a set of Yitamotors running boards, they're on Amazon. I'm going to have a link in the description. There's going to be a discount code down there for you to save some money on these running boards. So that's going to be the end of this video. Next video, back into rebuild projects. Going to start on the Infinity. We got to seal up that back body, quarter panels. I got to remount the body kit a better way. Not messing with paint right now because we can get it to pass inspection without that. I am going to paint the front and rear bumper. We got body work to do on those. I just want to get it passed. So if you like this video, smash that like button. Consider subscribing. Hit that dislike button if your mom needs running boards so you can get on top of her. And we'll see you on the next episode of Unwrapped. Like, can you just watch TV? Hey, gotta walk on a treadmill. You're making Stewie tired. Isn't she? Yes. It's why he's laying here. No. Oh my. Hey, look, you! Stop it! How are you? Huh? You want to say bye-bye to the people? Hmm? You want to say bye-bye? Bye-bye.